In this video, I'll be removing the turbo and downpipe on my 1.8 liter Audi. If you're interested to see how much room we're going to have for our custom exhaust, or you want to learn how to take off a turbo on a 1.8 liter, stick around. Here's our cat and downpipe all in one connected to the turbo in its stock form. This is the first of two oxygen sensors on this cat. I should have been using a wrench to break this, but apparently my mind wasn't working the right way at the time. This bottom bolt was difficult to get to, so I ended up using a deep well socket on a swivel that was then connected to an extension. I then came up from underneath the car with a drill and took it off that way. I put this jack under here to move the exhaust up once that bottom bolt was broke free. It just helped me to get a better angle on it, as you can see in this portion of the video. In retrospect, it probably would have been easier to use one of those ratcheting wrenches here from the top instead of having to go all the way underneath. I know on my car there was a ton of debris down there, so if you go under there, think about some safety glasses or a shield. I left this bolt on the top hand tight just so the converter wouldn't fall when I was underneath. And here's that other O2 sensor that was crudely put in by the previous owner. I ended up just dropping the jack and then pulling this section and this cat through the bottom. I had to remove this dust shield. It was blocking the bolt for this other rail. I just had to remove this bolt to swing this rail out of the way so I could get that wrench in on the next bolt on top of the turbo manifold. Two of the bolts on top of the manifold were 17 millimeter. The other bolt, which was a huge pain, was a M10 triple square. This leak resulted from the removal of the coolant line from the turbo into the engine. It's that rubber hose you see right at the front of the turbo. At this point in the removal, all I had left to remove was the oil drain line from the turbo into the engine oil pan. And to remove the oil drain line, I had to drain the oil that I just changed a few days ago. I didn't try to reuse this or save it. I didn't have a pan that was fully cleaned out and ready to go. I would have preferred to remove the oil drain line from the turbo, but I just couldn't get my socket in there. It was too tight. So I ended up doing it this way, and this last bolt here is just that bracket that keeps it mounted to the side of the engine. And the last bolt that I have in here is just one of the top mount bolts that hold the manifold to the turbo. I just left it in there so it wouldn't fall on my foot. Now that it's out, you can take a look at this super used K03. In the next video, I'll be taking a stab at removing and replacing the timing belt. Should be a blast.